maybe this could work. Hands-free. I'm in a little bit of a funk right now, but I think that's why this message wants to come through. So I don't know what's going to come out. Not that I ever do. But what am I experiencing right now is this really heavy energy. And it's been ongoing for a couple of days now. I feel like a lot of it is linked to this upcoming trip. But I've been talking to a lot of different people, very energetic, sensitive people. And I feel like a lot of heavy energy is moving through. I think really what it is that we are in this geo-energetic, I just made that word up, time. I think a lot of shifts are happening and a lot of energy is moving. And with that, it's uprooting a lot of our, I don't want to say our deepest, darkest shit, but it feels heavy. It feels heavy. And I think with that, it's really asking us to come back and reconnect with ourselves. And yeah, connecting with ourselves, connecting with our true self, connecting with our purpose, connecting with our passion, connecting with, I think I'm saying all of these connecting with because of the fact that when you uproot a lot of this shit, when you, I get like this image of almost like a garden. And it's like when things are, is shooken a word? Shooked? Shaken? When things are shaken loose, when the tamped down soil has now been tilled, it's like now some of the things that are heavy, like just big rocks, are there, easily accessible. But if you can tap into the fact that you want to make a beautiful garden, you're going to have to deal with some rocks. Shooked? What's the past tense of shake? I don't know. Anyway, not the point. The point is tapping into that need, that want, that desire, that, I get, what's that phrase, like the hill that you want to die on, or something like that. Like, is this going to be the hill you're going to die on? The thing that you're most passionate about, that you want to stand up for. And I think it's tapping into that again. Because, as I was saying, when you till the earth and all these rocks start to come up, you get to a point where you're just kind of like, shit, do I really want a garden? But if you can tap back into that sensation, when it's July and you're harvesting you're harvesting tomatoes and you're just absolutely loving it until you get to the point where now you're like, well, what do I do with all these tomatoes? I guess I'll just drop some off for people. But, tap back into that feeling of like, what do you want and how do you want to experience that? Because right now, you could totally, absolutely, I've been doing it for the last couple of days, until you start to realize, oh shit, I'm sitting in this garden of rocks again. And it's like, you can keep sitting there. Or you can start to tap into that future self who has the garden. You can tap into that future self who is doing the thing that you've been setting out to do. But this heavy energy, all of this doubt, all of this fear, all of this uncertainty that's coming up with this tilling of the earth, with the geo-energetic changes, again, made it up. If it's not a thing and it becomes a thing because of me, come back to this video. You heard it here, folks. Geo-energetic. I'm sure there's actually a more concise term for it, but I don't actually know. But anyway, with all of this going on, and it's uprooting, knocking loose all of the all of your fears and insecurities, all of your doubts about maybe what the future holds. I think it's about coming back to, no, I know it. It's about coming back to what's on the other side of that. What's on the other side of that sticky, icky, yucky feeling? Because yes, you could walk away from it completely. You can walk away from doing a garden because it just feels terrible right now. You know, you can walk away from the things that you kind of feel passionate about, but they seem completely unobtainable right now. Or you can go back inside and find that place that still believes that it's true, still is holding the space for the mystery, the magic to happen. Because I think that's what it's all about, is even when, like I've been talking about in the last couple of everything, videos and podcasts and stuff, but it's like even when you hit resistance, it's like still taking that step forward, still, yes, holding the space for all of these things, because it's getting jostled loose. And also still taking a step forward. Realizing that you're cleaning house in some ways, and you're cleaning house of energy, and so this stuff is going to come up, but it doesn't mean, it's not a sign to stop. So I don't know. I'm getting the words, you know, like something along the lines of getting back into the flow or allowing the flow to happen. I think I just said, it's almost like there's a constriction. And maybe I didn't say that, but in my mind I did. There's a constriction, a contracture is the word that comes to me. You know, it's like when you live in the mind and not in the body, everything kind of like contracts down. And it's tapping back into that. Tapping back into your body, finding ways to get back into your body, finding ways to move the energy, finding ways to increase the flow, to allow the flow. I'm trying to see what words are feeling right, but yeah, it's like that sentiment that when we're in the mind, everything kind of constricts down. And I feel like you're not allowing the flow to occur, the flow of energy, the flow of blood, circulation, life force, all of these things. And when all of these things start to bubble up, when you till the earth and the rocks are coming up again, it's like all of those rocks kind of give you those doubts, insecurities, all that heavy energy. And when you're in the heavy energy, you go back up here, kind of to distract, kind of to plan for the next thing, kind of to, I got Girl Scouts, so be prepared. Is that our motto? I don't know. On my honor, I will try. I think be prepared was a Boy Scout thing. Anyway. We're derailing. Be prepared. Oh, you want to be up in the mind. You want to be up in the mind and not in the body. And with that, where your, what's that phrase? What's that? Where your thoughts go, your energy flows. So if you're constantly in thought, you're not in energy. I don't think that quite is the thing, but it's if you're not actually focusing on energetic flow, if you're constantly out here and not in here, that's where it's like constriction of energy flow. So as I take a deep breath and as I reground into my body and pull the energy back into my heart my heart which has been constricted, my heart which has been contracted because of the fact that all of these rocks are coming up, all of these doubts and insecurities, and I feel like crying right now because of tapping into something that has been contained. It's like you lose sense of yourself. You lose sense of your magic is the words I just heard. By living in the fears and the doubts, by living your life, what are the chances? 4444 on somebody's license plate. Oh my gosh, I love it. But there you go, right there. By living in the fears and the doubts, by trying to create structure and security outside of yourself, by putting the energy outside of yourself, it's like I said, there's that constrictor. But it's not only a constrictor inside of your own energetic body, but it's a constrictor for things to flow to you. These manifestations, ooh, yeah. These manifestations, ooh, hi. These manifestations that you are trying to obtain. It's like you're not allowing them, it's almost like you're putting up walls. You're taking those rocks out of the garden and you're stacking them into a wall so that these things can't get to you. And no, really, that's a terrible analogy. But yeah, it's this sentiment that 12:12 on the clock, that you are not allowing these things to flow to you, because when you try to, something's coming. When you try to build structure and security outside of yourself, you're really just building a wall. And that wall does not allow, no permite, I heard, which is Spanish for it doesn't allow to flow to you. You're just not allowing your manifestations to flow to you. Yeah, it's like this sense of resistance, where your energy, where your thoughts go, your energy flows. And if you're living in that state of doubt and insecurity, if you're identifying with the rocks, you're not going to get a garden. And it's like when you're constantly thinking about your doubts and insecurities about the things that you want to do or manifest, that's when, that's what you're manifesting, is doubt and insecurity. And so where was this video originally going? I think it was just a channeled message, so we're good, right? I can go wherever I want. But yeah, get that energy flowing. Get that energy moving. Reconnect with yourself. I'm getting maybe exercise or something that's pumping, something that's moving. I feel like there's a lot of stagnancy right now. There's a lot of low energy, as in like the end of winter blues kind of thing. Not that you're sad about it, but it's just like, it's not spring yet, but but just that muck, that kind of like the ground. The ground is, just kind of muddy and yucky, and you want to go outside, but it's not bright and sunny yet. And, it's like, you're still chilled to the bone, and it's still like hard to do, but it's like getting that heat going, getting that flow going, staying warm. And I don't just mean this, but it's like staying in those positive flow of energy, and that positive flow of getting like infrared, if that resonates for anybody, maybe doing like infrared saunas or something like that, getting that heat going. Yeah, getting it back outside. I'm feeling like shaking of the hips or something. I don't know if that resonates either. Like, just get shaking, moving that energy. Yeah, I'm trying to see if anything else wants to come through. There's a sticker in front of, I'm parked, and as you can probably see, there's a sticker on this light post that says mustard. And so I just looked up at it, and not that I think that's the message, but mustard, don't let's be silly. Lemon, that's different. Yeah. I think not that mustard is the, if that resonates for you, okay. But I think it's kind of like this, I don't know, being silly again. Connecting with your true nature, connecting with, maybe there is something with mustard. Somebody look up the mustard seed. Mustard seed, metaphysical relevance. Anyway, but yeah, reconnecting with yourself. And yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I feel a lot lighter. I feel like that needed to be channeled. I feel like I also just needed to reconnect with that intuitive part of myself, that magical, fun part of myself. Because I feel like in the last couple of days, so much has been coming up, and for a good reason. I feel like it's coming up for a lot of people. You're not alone. If it's feeling heavy, you're not alone. But here's some ways in which we can reconnect, rekindle that fire. Yeah, I just got rekindle that fire, and I'm seeing a candle. I'm seeing a candle in my mind's eye. And rekindling our flame. Reconnecting with our flame. Because it's like, maybe it's not the time to move on it. And, you know, like I said, we just crossed over into spring, but spring is still, you know, spring just takes time to kind of build. You know, it's not time to go plant in the ground yet. Things still might freeze over. Everything's still really wet. So these are all messages of like, yeah, maybe it's not time to go full force yet. But I think it's also reconnecting with that vision, reconnecting with yourself, and rekindling that flame so that when it's time to go, I was going to say, when it's time to go, it's go time. But anyway, you heard it here, guys. When it's time to go, it's go time. So with that, thank you so much for listening. Yeah, leave me a comment below if you like the channeled messages. I mean, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Especially, a lot of it comes to me while I'm driving. I don't know why. And it's like, pull over. Let's do it. Let's go. So I'm liking it. I'm all for it. We're all in this together, guys. It's weird fucking times right now, but we're in it together, and let's go. Let's go. This is going to be a crazy ass year, and we're in it together. So let's build it. All right. I'm going to get going. I'll see you later. I'll see you guys in the next episode or video. Who knows what gets posted. And thanks again. All right.